My name is Mrs. Beatrice, and I'm the music teacher at Franklin Elementary School. Tonight our concert features our kindergarten, and we have a fourth grader, Haley Black, who is reading our story. And tonight we will be performing the musical Bob Humbug, the Christmas Grump. So we'd like to thank you for coming, and if everyone could have a seat, that would be greatly appreciated.
Once upon a Christmas time in Santa's workshop, Santa's helpers were very busy making the last group of toys. All the toys have to be ready in 2 days, said Charlie Checker, the chief of helpers. There were happy helpers painting smiles on dolls' faces. There were happy helpers sanding wooden blocks to make them nice and smooth. And there were happy helpers decorating music boxes. But not all of Santa's helpers were happy at Christmas time. There was one very grumpy, grouchy, unpleasant helper named Bob Humbug. Bob Humbug never had a smile on his face. Instead, he frowned and scowled and made icky faces. Everyone called him Bob Humbug, the Christmas Grump. Bob Humbug was very grumpy because he hated his job. He was in charge of the broken toy dump. His job was to collect broken toys and put them in the dump. He collected dolls with broken arms, trains with broken wheels, balls that did not bounce, and picture books with torn pages. All of these ended up in the broken toy dump. Bob sat by the dump, sadly looking at all the toys that would not be loved, and he became grumpy, grouchy, and very unpleasant. Just when all the helpers were working their fastest, all the toy-making machines in the back room stopped. The helpers looked under things, over things, and around things to try to find the cause, the problem. Finally, Charlie Checkers announced, "Helpers, the machines have stopped, and we cannot find what is wrong. I'm afraid we cannot make any more toys. You may go home. I'll tell Santa the bad news." Everyone left except Bob Humbug. He was still looking sadly at his dump. Thinking that the room was empty, a little mouse crept into the workshop. She was crying and sobbing. "This is my fault," said Mia Mouse. "I was running from Carter Cat and I pulled a wire loose." Out crept Carter Cat. "This is my fault too," he said. "This wouldn't have happened if I had not been chasing Mia Mouse." The cat and the mouse cried together. Carter and Mia suddenly noticed that Bob Humbug was in the room, and they started to run. "Stop," said Bob Humbug. "Come here and talk to me. I have an idea, and I need your help." The cat and mouse slowly went to Bob. He talked to them quietly. Soon Carter and Mia smiled. Then they jumped and leaped and shouted, "Great idea!" Bob, Carter, and Mia took the broken toys out of the dump. They took paint, hammers, nail, glue, needles, and thread from the shelf. They fixed the dolls, they fixed the trains, and they repaired the boxes. They painted, hammered, glued, and sewed until all the broken toys were fixed. Many hours later, they each fell into a happy sleep. In the morning, Charlie Checkers came to the workshop. When he saw grumpy Bob Humbug sleeping and smiling, he couldn't believe his eyes. He called all the other helpers to come see the smile on Bob's face. Bob woke to find Santa's helpers smiling at him. Then they all clapped, but Bob didn't understand why. The helpers gave Bob a big hug. All the noise woke Carter and Mia. They remembered the good work they had done. They pointed happily to the toys they had repaired. The helpers said ooh and ah and clapped some more. They know now there would be enough toys to make every boy and girl happy on Christmas morning. Everyone shouted hooray! This will be a good Christmas after all. Everyone learned something that day. Charlie Checkers and the helpers learned that broken things should be fixed instead of thrown away. They put Bob Humbug in charge of fixing broken toys. That made him smile every Christmas. Bob Humbug learned that when you do something nice for other people, you feel happy. And that made him smile all year. And of course, Carter and Mia Mouse learned that chasing should only be done outside, and that made them a little cold. That is our happy ending of our Christmas tale. Everyone wishes you a Merry Christmas filled with love, family, and music.